Okay, so in today video, we will see how basically we can make use of migration in Entity Framework Pro. So in order to understand that, I will create one project. Okay, so I have already a Visual Studio 2022 open. I will go and I will create a project, and basically I will create. It could be a web API. So let me see where it is. Yeah, this one. So ASP.NET Core Web API. We'll create this one. We'll go to next. And here I can give the name of the application. It could be anything. Maybe I can give migration demo like this. And this is the location where my project will be created. I will say next. Then I'm going to make use of .NET 8.0. Okay, and then it is going to be configured with use of HTTPS. So we'll not touch these configurations. Leave it as it is, and then we'll say create. So by this way, we are going to create one web API, and we will see how basically we can configure the make use of migrations. So this is the project basically has been created, and now inside this, if we go, we see there is one already a controller is created. This is the default controller. So quickly let's create our controller. Okay, so I will right click on this, and then we'll add, then here I will say new item, and from this I will say MVC controller, or basically API controller. Okay, because this is the API we have created, and we can name it as anything. Okay, so for now I will say demo controller. Okay, any name I am giving. So one controller has been created. Okay, and there obviously its path will be API slash, and this is the controller, means name of the controller, which is nothing but demo. So that's it. And then what basically we are supposed to do, like whenever we create any controller, it will be showing on the UI, okay, as a part of Swagger. So from there we can see, and then next what we are supposed to do, like here basically we are going to see the code first approach in Entity Framework Code, where we will have the code first. Okay, and by making use of that, we will take the help of migration, and then we will see like whatever the code, whatever the model we have, based on that we will be able to create the database. Okay, and by doing all this, migration will be assisting on this. So first of all, we will have to create the model and DB context object. So definitely in order to create this, we will make use of certain package, I can say, and I will not install all packages at once. Gradually, I will be telling you like where what packages basically we are supposed to install. Okay, this way you will also know like which package is helping us for what purpose. Okay, so in this I will create a folder. Let me create a folder for data context. So I can tell maybe data. Okay, and then another folder I will create, and that will be for model. Okay, so in this, what we are going to do, we will create a model for employee. Okay, and you can create as much as you want. Here I will create only one, that is employee, and then we will see like whatever the model we have created, exactly same. We know what are the properties we will have in the employee class. Same properties will be created in the database as a column. Okay, so these things we will see, and definitely we are going to make use of code first approach, where we should have the code first, and that's why we are going to create model and then DB context class. So first of all, we will create a DB context class, and this class basically will be responsible to interact with the database. Okay, so this is a must part. Without this, it is not possible to create the database or to interact with the database. So whenever we go with code first approach, we must have a DB context class. Okay, and how basically we can create? So you just need to create one class. It is like a regular class. Okay, and you can give any name. Maybe I can say my DB context. Okay, and then I will say add. So this class got created. In order to make this DB context, we must need to, make this class as child of DB context. So let me do this. Basically, this DB context is the class which will be responsible to, communicate or interact with the database. So currently you see I am not getting any suggestion, because this DB context, if I type, still I am getting error. If you see the type or namespace name DB context could not be found. Okay, so this is something where we need to install the very first package, and that is nothing but it is Microsoft.EntityFrameworkcore dot entity framework core only. So this is the name of package that we need to install. So let's go. I will right click on the dependencies. I will say manage nugget package, and in the browse section I need to type Microsoft. I have already typed, okay, so that it is showing. Then entity framework core. It is coming here now, you see. So Microsoft.EntityFrameworkcore. Basically, DB context class is coming from this package, and that's why we need to install this package. So we just hit to hit to install button, and then it will be installing in our package. I mean in the project. Then I need to say I accept, and then if we see, once it gets installed, automatically, this install button will convert into the uninstall, which represent this package has been successfully installed. So you see it is coming uninstalled. If I go, I will cross check in the packages, you see Microsoft Entity Framework Core has been installed. And now if I go to the MyDB context, here you see as soon as I hover, it is not showing me. Okay, but as soon as I press control dot, it will start showing me the options to inherit this. You see, using Microsoft Entity Framework Core. So this class is coming from this package. As soon as I include this, automatically the error gets disappear. And yes, this class only will be helping us in interacting with the database. This is what basically I am telling again and again. Okay. So this is the point that we need to remember. After that, here we just have to make one parameterized constructor so that we can provide the connection string, and then with the help of that connection string, a connection will be established with our target database. So in order to create the constructor, we just need to hit CTOR shortcut and then press tab. So automatically constructor got created, and as I told you, this is a parameterized constructor. So we have to pass DB context options, okay, type, and definitely this is I will give the name as option, and same thing we need to pass to the parent constructor. I hope you already know here DB context is the parent, and we have to call the constructor of this parent using this parameter. Okay, so I hope in C# you already know how to call the constructor of parent class, nothing but just by making use of base and then like this. So already given open and close curly braces, so need to remove from here. And this way, when we hit base and then this options means base basically will be assisting us in calling the constructor of parent class, and in that we are passing the same options, that whatever we are getting here, same we are passing to the parent constructor also. And then with the help of this DB context will establish a connection with our target database. But hang on, still we have not configured which database we are using. Okay, so that we will definitely be configuring in some time. Let's wait for some time. In this, we will be passing our connection string. Basically, this provides some information to the DB context, like what should be the connection string, who is the database provider, etc. So we will configure in some time. For now, this is the code that we have to do, and we are done. Okay. The next thing we have to do is we have to create the model. Okay. So now suppose we want to create one table called employee. So what we can do here, we have to mention in this class only, in my DB context class only, we have to mention a property, and that is nothing but it should be something like prop, I can say. Okay, and then it should be DB set. okay, and in this we have to mention like which model will be used. Obviously we have not created any model yet, so temporarily let's write this, and of course we will get error as of now until we create this employee model, so let's ignore this. And then we need to give the name of this property, so maybe I can say employees, okay, plural. So guys, whatever the name we will give here, with this name the table will be created in the database. Okay, if I give here employees, means one table in the database will be created with name employees, and in that employees table what will be the columns? The columns will be decided by the properties which are available in the employee model class. So that we have not created, we will create for sure. So now let's go and create a model class. So in the model, I will right click, I will say add, then class, and then here we will name employee. Okay, so one employee class gets created here. Okay, and then as I told you, we can give the properties. So like int id I'm taking, employee is there, so maybe we can say name. Then we can also say what? Let's say int maybe age. Okay, so these three property let's take. Okay, as much as you want you can take. Also, like suppose this is the id, and obviously we want to make this primary key. Okay, so in order to make this primary key, we just have to pass here key. Okay, and as soon as we pass the key, automatically this id in that table will be treated as a primary key. So here it is asking some we have to import something. Let's put control dot, and then this key is available in system dot component model dot data annotations. So this is imported in our class, and then this has been resolved. Likewise, suppose I have a name, okay, and I by default what are the name that you see here, exactly with same name column will be created. Okay, so for example I have id here, so in the employee table id will be a column, okay, with these, like it will have type integer type and it will be primary key. But suppose I don't want to give this name, this is the default name, automatically will be created in the column, but we want, like we should have something else as the name of the column. In that case, let's modify name. So we will say no, we don't want name should be the name of the column in database. Instead we want to make that in the database the name of this name column should be maybe employee name. Okay, so how we can specify that? We can specify with this column, and in that we can pass here employee name. So now whatever the name we have specified, this name, with this name a column will be created, and that will be referring to this property name. Okay, so now in the database the name of this column will be employee name, but in our model it will be name. If we don't write anything in that case, like if we are not writing anything for age, okay, so in that case by default the age will be the name of the column for this property. But if we write here something like this, like column column, and then here if we write like maybe employee name, employee age here, so now this age will not be created as the name of the column, their employee age will be there. So this just I wanted to know, let you know. So let me remove this. So in the database I want age column only, and for name let's make it employee name, just we will confirm later. Okay, and then I also specify the name type, like which type exactly I want. So see, type name is the property, and that we can tell here. So we can write type name equal to, and then we can say here varchar. We already know this is the data type available in the database, and currently we are using we are going to make use of SQL Server database. Okay, so in that we have varchar, and then here we have to tell what should be the length. So maybe we can say maximum it should be 100 character. So now we corresponding to this property, one column with name, employee name will be created, and their data type will be varchar 100. Okay, so this is what basically will be done, and we are now done with this. You see, basically we just need to import here, and then error will be gone. I will say control dot, then I will import this, and this is done. So basically what happens, guys, this DB context is something which will be helping us, and in this it will see, okay, there is one call a table with name employee that needs to be created. So migration will will assist us in creating a table with the name employees, and their columns will be employee, so their column will be decided by this model. So this is what basically will be done. We are all set till here. Okay, now, obviously, we need to go and configure the database. So in the DB context options, what we can do, this basically we can configure in program.cs. So first, we will configure, but it is always a good practice that we should have our connection string available in app settings.json. Okay, so here we can write the connection string. Just to save the time, I already have written this. So I will copy from here. This is my connection string, and I'm done. So this is the connection string. Inside this, this is the default connection. You can give any name as a key, and then this is the connection string I have. Okay, so basically in server, this is the name of my server. I can show you where actually I got this from. Like from in the Visual Studio also, you can get the name of the server. You just need to click on view, then SQL Server Object Explorer, and from here you see, if you expand this, you can get the name. So currently you see there are two servers showing on in my local machine. So currently I have taken the one with this name, local DB project models. You see, exactly, you can press or you can rename this. Okay, just click on rename, and this is the name of the server. You see, exactly same, local DB project models. So this is what basically I am taking, and then this is the name of the database, and this can be anything. Okay, so you can, whatever the name that you will mention, with that name, a database will be created in the target server. Okay, and then trusted connection equal to true represent, we are going with the Windows authentication approach, where you will not require to pass the username and password for the particular database. Okay, so that's it. We are done with the configuration of connection string, and all we need to do is now we have to consume this. We have to make use of this. So this we can configure in program.cs. Okay, and here basically with the help of builder object we can get this. So here we can say builder dot services dot add DB context. Okay, and here in that we will tell ki, hey, this is my DB context object. In context of that only we want to perform any operations. So this is the name of my DB context object, my DB context. So this class basically we need to pass. So in program.cs I will have to pass this name. Okay, that's it. And then in that we have to pass options, okay, to configure the connection string. So any name you can say, I'm taking options, and then here I will say options dot, and then I want to use the SQL server. So when I say use SQL, you see I'm not getting any IntelliSense support, because if I want to make use of SQL server, in that case I have to install one package, that is Microsoft.EntityFrameworkcore.SQL server. Okay, and then only we will get the support of that. So for that again, I hope you understand, because of that we need to install that one, that where we are getting the problem. So now we will click on dependencies again, then manage nugget package, and this time we are already, it is written like Microsoft.EntityFrameworkcore.SQL server. I will type this. So this is the package basically we need to install. So this is something which will help. What happens basically, entity framework supports several database. Okay, so corresponding to every database there is a dedicated package that you need to install. Currently we are going to work with the SQL Server, and that's why we are supposed to install this package. So I select this, I will say install, and in some time automatically this one will be installed. So let's get this installed first. As soon as it will install, you will be able to see in the package folder. Okay, automatically it will start coming, and then this install button will change to uninstall, which represents that our packages has been successfully installed. So it is taking some time. Seems like my system is hanging. Let's wait for some time. And now I believe it is able to install. So it basically depends on the speed of the net, how much net you have. And then you see it is installed. It is asking to apply. I will say apply. It is asking me to accept. And then if I click on this, you see uh, automatically the button has been changed to uninstall, and here we are getting this, which represent this package has been successfully installed. Even if you see the green tick is representing this one has been successfully installed. Now let's go to program.cs again, and earlier we were not getting any intelligence to make use of SQL Server. Now if I click again, you can see use SQL Server. It's okay. Let me write it again. Options dot we have some error. Let me check what is this. I believe it is installed. Okay, it is not showing me, so maybe I suspect. Okay, so I'm typing options dot use SQL, and I'm not getting. So actually I believe this is the one that we have installed. It is Microsoft Entity Framework SQL Server. Okay, so basically we don't have to install this. We have to install Microsoft Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. So let me remove as of now. Okay, we'll go to Nugget, and here Microsoft, not this one. We have to install with this Microsoft Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. We need to hit install, apply, I accept. Okay, and this one got installed, like Microsoft Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. So this has been installed. Now if we go in the program.cs, here we will be able to configure. So let me write options dot use SQL Server. It is coming now. And then in that we have to pass connection string. So as of now we don't have connection string. Let's get that also. We will need to read from app settings.json. So connection string, then here we can say builder dot configurations dot get connection strings, and in that we have to use the same keyword that we have given in here, like this one, default connection. Whatever the name we give, same we need to pass here also. And then in here first get this default connection. Okay, so by this it will be able to find the connection string, and it will go and it will basically establish the connection. So we are done with that. Okay, all the connections. So whenever we run the migration, what will happen? First it will go and search the context object. In that it will say okay, with this it will find the connection string, and then it will go and try to create the table with this name employees. Okay, that's it. Now it's time to run the migration. So here in order to open the console, package manager console, there you will be able to type the migration command. So here I will go at tools, then Nugget package manager and package manager console. From here you will be able to open this. I have already opened this. I already executed it earlier. So if we want to add, I will say add migration and then name of the migration. Maybe say initiating any name, INITIA, initiating database. So whatever the name you will give, with that name the migration file will be generated. So by executing this, a folder will be created. But currently we will get the error because we have not installed the packages from where this is the support of add migration coming. So if I hit enter, I just wanted to show you the error that I am getting. So let's check. And you can see your target project migration demo doesn't reference entity framework. This package is required for entity framework tool to work. Okay, it is complaining about the absence of package. So for that, we have to install another package, that is entity framework core.Tools, which I have already searched here. And from this package, basically we get the support of add migration. Okay, we just have to hit install, apply, accept, and then it got installed. You see this package. Now if we go and if we run the same, then you will be able to see that this time the migration got created. Okay, and one folder with name migration created. So here you see one migration folder created, and inside that I told you whatever the comment you will give, the name of the migration, with that name basically file will be created. So see, I gave the name of the migration as initial database. So see here the name of the class is also initial database, and it is importing migration. In the up method, what are all the content that we want to be created in the database, those things, operations basically, what are all the operations we want to perform, those things we will be able to see, and this gets generated automatically. So create table, the name of the table will be employee, and these are the property, like ID will be the column, then employee name. You see for the column, I mean property name, I told like this property should have employee name in the database, and that's why you can see we have employee name here, and then age. Okay, so we are done with the migrations. Okay, suppose something went wrong, in that case you can say remove migration, and then you can create again. So remove migration will do what? It will remove, and it will undo everything. That basically will happen. If I say remove migration, you will see this migration folder will be removed. So format of the initialization, it does not conform to this one. Let me see something wrong I did. Add migration, remove. Okay, so format. Okay, basically I'm getting some format of the initialization string does not conform to a specification starting at index 0. Okay, so let's ignore this as of now, but basically remove migration is something which helps us. Okay, if you want to get all the operations that all the operations you can perform, simply you can write here get help, and then you can type about underscore entity framework code, and then hit enter. So all these operations what you want to perform, you can see here where we have add migrations, then remove migrations I wanted to execute, so remove migration, etc. So as of now we have successfully created the migration. Okay, now we want to apply these migrations. Okay, so that we can see like whether database was created or not. If I go and check my database in the SQL Server, if I expand, I already have a database here. Okay, I will delete this because previously I created one. Let me delete this so that we will have nothing. If I refresh, you will see we don't have anything in this database now. Okay, and currently we are expecting that one database will be created, and what will be the name of the database? The name of the database would be my demo db. Whatever name you will give, exactly same thing will be there in the name of database. Okay, so we have creating the migration, and after creating the migration, all you need to do it, you have to apply this migration on database. To apply this this migration, we have to hit the command update database, okay, and automatically every, what are all the content we have in the migrations, all will be applied and a database will be created. Okay, so if I hit update database, you see the format of the, still I'm getting some error. Okay, so you can see I'm getting this error. I have already created the migrations here, and migrations is actually successfully created. Okay, and then if I hit update database, let me do update database, I'm getting the error like this. Format of the initialization string does not conform to a specification. This basically happens when we have something, related to database connection string. Let's go and check, and you see in this here. Yeah, default connection basically this I need to give actually here, and then this connection string I need to pass here. Yeah, that's it. And then if I run, if I try to apply the migration, let's see what happens now. So update database, and then if we go, we check. So yeah, so you see this time it is saying done. Let's go and let's refresh the database. And now you can see the database, my demo DB is successfully created. Then if I expand the table, in that you can see the employee table is created. If I say view data, you see it has ID, then employee name. This is what, if you remember, this employee name we told explicitly here in the model, like name of the, it should be employee, and that's why employee name is coming as the name of the column. And for age we didn't make any column. That's why by default, if you don't specify this attribute, in that case whatever the name of a property is, exactly same name will be there as the name of the column in the database. So that's it. This is how basically we can create database with code first approach. Okay, and you saw how basically we can make use of add migration. So that's it for today. Thank you.